What's up, players? This is GearSeed0 back with another video. This time I'm playing the Monster Hunter beta, so I figured I'd share some of my findings with y'all. First, I just gotta get this out of the way. I apologize for the cheesy 80s style stock music that I'm using, but I'm using the 80s theme on Share Factory, and I just couldn't resist. It was too funny. That said, if there are any musicians out there that would like me to use their music on my videos, I would really prefer that, to be honest, and not have to use this stock Share Factory music. So anyway, on to the video. First, I was just showing off some of this traversal stuff, the fast travel system, stuff like that, because there's some pretty cool movement through the world. You can jump on vines and stuff like that, and you can get all of that in this video. But anyway, in this first round, I'm using what's called the Charge Blade. It was probably the trickiest weapon to use out of the 15 weapons that are in the game that I know of. If you look up in the top left where that icon is turning red, that's your charge meter, I guess. And if it starts to turn red like that, then your sword attacks will start to deflect. And then you have to load it up so that you can use these electrical charges to do extra damage with your axe. So it's like you attack with your sword, and then you can charge up your axe and do extra special damage on those attacks with elemental effects. Yeah, pretty tricky. And also on top of that, there's this elemental booster in that little banner symbol up in the top left next to the ammo counter. When that's active, your axe does extra damage and your shield can do a special counter attack, which I'm trying to do here against him, but I couldn't really pull it off. But oh well. Also, you may have noticed that I just threw a mantle on. This one in particular forces the enemy to attack me because I was trying to do this counter thing. But there's a couple of different ones, and they have various different effects. This animation right here, where he's putting the sword in the shield and clamping it down, that's how you take your charge from your sword and load it into the ammo counter up in the top left. And if you don't do that while you're attacking with the sword, it will just stop working after a while and start bouncing off of them. So there's actually a bunch of really cool environmental effects you can do to these guys, and we were trying to do one here. You can see this guy jumps on top of him and mounts the enemy and starts riding him. I'll show you what that looks like a little bit later from the player perspective, but in the meantime, as you can see, if you get a successful attack, it'll put them on the ground and make them vulnerable for the whole team to wail on them for a bit. There are going to be 15 different weapon types in the game, so there's going to be a little something for everybody in terms of play style. There are 4 different ranged weapons, including like a machine gun type weapon, and a bow, and a more like snipery type of weapon where you lay on the ground. There's dual swords, and huge hammers, and huge swords, and all kinds of crazy stuff. There's even a lance with a gun in it, so that's pretty cool. Right here I managed to land my ultimate attack. Boom! So I'll probably be using this one a lot whenever the main game comes out. So we're getting close to the end of this first round here. He's hobbling off, and as you can see, there's a big hole in the ground, and that's what we were trying to get him in before. We don't really manage to land it, but if you do manage to get monsters into some of these sink traps, and there's a couple of different ones in the game, then you can make it a lot easier to kill them. This one in particular, I went ahead and jumped down just to show you that it's actually like a dragon's nest. There's this big scary thing down here. I think jumping down here made it kind of mad, but oh well, it's too late. The mission's already over. You can't do anything but scream at me. So up next, I wanted to show you that you can eat meals back at camp, which is pretty cool because provides various stat bonuses. Ever since Final Fantasy 15, I really thought that having meals in games was a cool idea. Unfortunately, this was supposed to be a fish platter, so I was a little disappointed in the animation being the same as the other animation. But if you look at the right, there's a little cat dude there, right? So I'm not sure when they added that to Monster Hunter, since I haven't played since the first one, and even then only briefly. But anyway, those little cat dudes provide various bonuses. They can heal you when you're almost dead and stuff like that. So they're pretty cool. I'm trying to get these two monsters to fight each other since the target needs to be softened up a little bit. Pretty tough. The weapon I'm using here is called the Insect Glaive. and its features are that it allow a lot of aerial mobility, as well as you can shoot bugs at them, and they'll I think damage over time and debuff them and stuff like that. So Insect Glaive is pretty cool weapon. Also, it makes it a lot easier to mount guys like this. And if you can stay on them and brace whenever they try and throw you off, then that'll set you up to do the grounding attack that'll let you bail on in a second here. But yeah, one of the other things I really like about the game is that there's a lot of cool environmental things you can do. If you manage to lure the enemy into the right place, then a gang of those cat guys will show up and just tie him down with ropes and stuff like that. Here my buddy is using the machine gun on him. Over here I wanted to show you the gliding mantle, and just how when you jump off stuff you can kind of take advantage of that. And yeah, next he's fighting the Great Jogress, as it's called, and it was just really cool watching him just mess this thing up, wail on his mouth, and flail all over the place. The animations in this game are really cool. You really get a nice feel for the monsters and how they move, so pretty cool stuff. Right here, I just wanted to show you, this is what it looks like when you land a couple of those bug shots on them and they're flying around them. So yeah, look the other way for 1 second, and then he's just completely gone, which was pretty fun. But yeah, so they can definitely get away from you and make you run around. So yeah, it's a pretty fun game. I'm looking forward to it. I don't really know much what else to say about it for now. This beta has been pretty fun, and I'll probably check it out a little bit more, maybe try and get a little bit of footage of the other weapons, but let me know what y'all think. Oh, I forgot to mention, yeah, you can dismember them a little bit. You can cut limbs off if you damage them enough. In this case, my buddy was shooting his tail a bunch, so when I came in for that one attack, I managed to slice the tip of his tail off, so that was pretty satisfying. But yeah, so there's just a bunch of different ways to take him down. It seems like it's going to be a pretty good. So yeah, I don't think I really have much else to add at this point. I'm just going to let y'all enjoy the rest of the video. And don't forget to like, comment, share, whatever, that kind of stuff. You know the drill. So yeah, until next time, game on, players.